Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Hey Motorheads, I want to tell you about the biggest little company you've never heard of. It's Hartz Corporation. If you've got a street rod like this and it's a convertible, you're running their fabric like the Stay Fast on this beautiful car right here. The top looks great. And if you have a factory soft top from Jeep, you are running fabric from Hartz Corporation. And they are the preeminent fabric when it comes to soft tops like this and a whole lot of other things around the world, Phil. Why?
So we are 103 years old this year, making soft top materials. And every OEM in the world uses our material. We go to the fiber level and we engineer the fiber. There's no other company out there that can say that they do that. Our product is a 3-layer product, and our engineered sunbrella is on the outside, and then we extrude a rubber inner layer, and then we have another fabric that's on the underside. And that rubber inner layer is Hartz specialty and what makes the top waterproof pretty much for the life of the vehicle, if not beyond the useful life of the vehicle, believe it or not, in many cases.
Well, you mentioned water. Of course, that's an enemy of a soft top or convertible. What are some of the other things that can get you when it comes to wear and tear?
Abrasion is a big one. So we are the only company that can surpass the OEM requirements for abrasion. And this is a perfect example right here of what our competitors look like versus us that just can't last. And you think about when the top is down and the car is riding on the road, it's rubbing on itself because it's just natural movement. So the abrasion resistance is a big factor.
Abrasion can really beat up a top, and I've seen color actually come off of a lot of sort of cheaper tops that are out there. How does Hartz prevent color from coming off like that?
It's a solution dyed acrylic fiber. Think of it like the radish and the carrot, right? So if you cut a carrot all the way through, it's orange on the inside. A radish is red on the outside, white on the inside. Our fiber, whether it's black or it's red, whatever, it's going to be all the way through. And again, if the top is taken care of 15, 20 years, it's going to look almost like it did when you took it out of the box.
I know through the years, the military, they've trusted Hartz to make fabrics for a lot of their vehicles. And now Hartz is making for all kinds of OEMs around the world. What are some of the bigger names that are using Hartz materials in their tops?
Essentially, you name it. We have Jeep, as you see here. The Bronco has our material on it. The Mustang, Chevrolet for a long time. We had the Camaro and the Corvette. We have all of the European models, you know, BMW, Mini, Rolls-Royce, Porsche, Ferrari, you name it. They have our material on it.
And you mentioned Mini. It's not just when it comes to convertibles. We've all seen the Union Jack on the top of a lot of Minis out there. That's actually woven in to the top. And what involvement do you have with that?
So we've done a number of different special weaves over the years. The Fiat 500 is one that comes to mind. The 500 logo is on there. It's called Jacquard woven. So it's a very neat technology that we can bring to the table for the OEMs to, you know, make their vehicles unique.
Now, Phil, we mentioned some of the European OEMs using your fabric, so let's start here.
Yeah, so Sun and Land is our material that's made in Mannheim, Germany, and our plant there, and they are supplying the likes of Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes, things like that.
That's a really good endorsement for you guys.
Yeah.
And let's move on down the line then.
Yeah, so we also supply a lot of companies with tonneau cover material. Road Gear is our line, so if you think of nose cover, bras, car bras, so we do those materials as well. And then we get into the convertible topping that we do. We also, not only do we do cloth, but we extrude vinyl. So we still make that as a restoration material that folks can buy if they want the original material from the car.
And we mentioned Stay Fast, which is on this street rod, and trim shops and all kinds of automotive builders are using that.
Yep, right. So Stay Fast is very popular in the aftermarket. Back when the OEMs switched away from vinyl, they mainly went to Stay Fast, and then we invented Twill Fast, which is kind of a higher end version of a Stay Fast. It's got a twill weave pattern to it, which is a nicer look. Like this Jeep here has a Twill Fast top on it. So the factory top comes from a company called Best Top. They supply Stellantis with the top. There is a company called Quadratec that's a Jeep company that has the Quadratop premium twill that are using our material for aftermarket. If you want to replace your top, you can call those guys and get the Hartz Twill Fast that was made from the original top for the OEM.
Materials from Hartz are going to last a long, long time. How do you make it last even longer?
So we recommend a product by the company called Wolfstein's. It's Wolfstein's Pro Series. They have a cleaner, they have a protectant that's a water repel that goes on after you clean it, and we have a brush that actually one of our engineers helped them to engineer. So they're the company that we recommend to keep the top looking nice.
Well, their slogan says it all. Keep it original, keep it Hartz. Go to Hartz.com to find all these great materials and find the one for your vehicle. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage, so keep it right here. Motorhead Garage is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. And by Custom Auto Sound, audio for the great classics, customs, and street rods. Hey Motorheads, this is your show, Motorhead Garage. You know, if you have a classic car, a lot of folks want to keep it looking original, just like it did when it rolled off the showroom floor. But then you can move to something like this, a street rod, and you want it to look just the way you want it to look. You want it to be in your style, and you want everything to look exactly perfect in the way you wanted it. Well, Custom Auto Sound can cater to both of you out there. Custom Auto Sound has been around for 30 years, and they're still making the biggest waves when it comes to classic car stereos. And that's not just my assessment. That's according to their peers, experts in the automotive aftermarket business. Now, Custom Auto Sound's latest product, the USA 850, is a SEMA award winner. The USA 850 took the prize for Best Mobile Electronics Product in 2024. And as you look at it, you can see why. It's like nothing else on the market. Check this out. You can choose from 4 different one-of-a-kind displays and find the one that suits your taste or the style of your vehicle. And that is thanks to the USA 850's patent-pending digital dial virtual screen. That's called the DigiDial. For example, you can dial up the 1960s with this vintage analog look, complete with analog numbers and an old-fashioned red needle. Just like the old days, you can tune in your favorite AM or FM station. And this is neat. The USA 850 has several different color options for your display, so you can match the instrument color on your car and truck. Truly customizable. And of course, no matter which display you choose, every Custom Auto Sound radio looks like your car's original stereo, but it's packed with modern features. For instance, you can stream your music and answer calls using Bluetooth, and there's a USB port on the unit. Of course, you can use that to charge your phone, but you can also listen to music files through a flash drive in that USB port. Custom Auto Sound offers a CD player. You can add that to your system. Also, RCA inputs on the back of the unit. That's great for hooking up your portable device if it doesn't have Bluetooth. The one thing that people always want to know when they see Custom Auto Sound radios, will it fit in my vehicle? Well, Custom Auto Sound makes sure their radios fit perfectly into the original factory opening in your vehicle's dash. Now, we've been to the Custom Auto Sound facility in California, and this is really cool. They have a library of original dashes they use just for reference to make sure everything is going to fit right. The electrical connections on a Custom Auto Sound radio could not be easier. Every single wire and every single connection is labeled and color-coded. It all clicks into the wiring harness, and that's it. I always tell people to take their time when doing anything on their vehicle, and that is a great idea when it comes to wiring. You may have to maneuver your Custom Auto Sound radio through some other wires behind the dash, so just take it slow. Custom Auto Sound gives you everything you need right in the box, and that includes the washers and nuts you need to keep the radio in place. And by the way, if you have a custom street rod like the one here in the studio, or maybe a car that's never had a radio in the first place, you want to keep that clean or vintage look, well, let me recommend the Secret Audio Radio. You can hide your radio under the seat or under the dash, and you can stay true to your car's original look. But you get your Bluetooth, AM/FM radio, iPod control, and CD player control too. You can have it all with Custom Auto Sound. Okay, radios from Custom Auto Sound fit perfectly, and they look just like the original radio that came in your vintage car or truck, but you're not just looking at a pretty face. Radios from Custom Auto Sound are made in the same factories as some of the biggest names in car stereos, so you know the build quality and the sound quality are going to be top-notch. Every Custom Auto Sound model faces extreme temperature testing and a temperature aging test as well. And in a muscle car or vintage car, vibrations can be pretty extreme, as you know, and that's why every model from Custom Auto Sound undergoes a vibration test. Your radio unit is hand inspected and adjusted by a professional technician before it ships out, and they're going to make sure it works and performs up to Custom Auto Sound specifications. And just to give you peace of mind, just in case, every unit comes with a 2-year parts warranty and a 1-year warranty on labor. You are going to love the quality and you are going to love the looks of your radio. And if you go to CustomAutoSoundMFG.com, you can find the Custom Auto Sound radio that's going to fit your style and it's going to fit your budget too. Great people at Custom Auto Sound. Go check them out. You're going to love their products. And you're going to love Motorhead Garage as we continue because Professor John Gardner is right around the corner. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, coming to you from the Mouse Blocker studio. You know, when a mouse gets into your car, it starts chewing everything. Insulation, plastic parts, hoses, and maybe worst of all, the wiring. And it can cost you hundreds or even thousands of dollars and a whole lot of heartache if you don't catch the problem. Chewed wires can make electrical components short out and malfunction. That can lead to breakdowns. It might make the car difficult to drive. It could affect the transmission or your power steering or something like that. And worst of all, two chewed wires could make contact and that can cause a fire in your engine compartment. So prevent the problem before it starts. A mouse blocker device is simple and affordable. Insurance against damage from mice. Just go to mouseblocker.com.
Well, our engine's running. We're going through an actual transaxle, driving the vehicle. But wait a minute. Something's in the middle here. What's going on here? Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. We're talking about hybrids, and that's what's in the middle here. We got the coolest demo on the planet. Let's start right here with the ICE, internal combustion engine. Everything just like you thought it was. You have pistons and everything. The problem is you have low compression and a very small horsepower engine. Then we come over here, you have your transaxle, but in the middle here, this is the electric motor assist. This is where we're actually assisting the car with this electric motor, making it a hybrid. And I can show you the flywheel's spinning right now, so the engine's running, and then eventually at any given time the car wants to switch over, the flywheel can stop and the electric motor can actually drive the vehicle, and or both. That's how hybrids work. Actually, I have them right here. I could show you. There's different types of hybrids. The first one, well, it's a series hybrid. What's going on there is we're actually engines just kind of used to charge the electric motor, and the electric motor's driving the car. Then there's a parallel hybrid. Well, parallel hybrid, you see the ICE, internal combustion engine, driving through, and also the electric motor's driving as well, so they're both going down to the wheels. Most cars today are series parallel. What does that mean? Everything's driving. We're charging the battery, driving the wheels, and the electric motor's driving. Len, I got that cool electric motor sandwich between there giving me a bunch of horsepower, but inherent, these motors, low compression, not a lot of horsepower, can develop some problems.
They can. They're prone to some things, right? Because they are low compression. They are lower horsepower. The tendency for condensation to build up in there is high, and then you can also run into a fuel dilution problem. So two things you're doing to the oil that are not necessarily good for protection. So you need to make sure that the oil that you're using, high quality synthetic, purpose built for a hybrid engine.
And not to mention, right, we got start-stop technology, and this ICE motor can take over at any time. No oil pressure. That's scary.
That's correct. So you see these oils inherently fairly thin on viscosity, 0.20, 0.16. What can happen there is you need it to move quickly. So the engine starts, you want instant oil pressure. Otherwise, you get yourself into a wear situation, and that can turn out bad for everybody.
Well, the hybrid ICE, internal combustion engine, it's designed to work with that electric motor. Your oil, well, it's also designed to work with hybrids. If you need an oil specifically designed for your vehicle, just check out amsoil.com.
Well, I seen this Bronco the first time when it just came out of a barn after sitting in there for 26 years. It was all faded, had ugly aluminum running boards on it, and had 66 hubcaps on it, which I think are really ugly, but they're worth a lot of money. And my friend bought it, so I said, let me drive it. And he let me drive it, and I fell in love with it and had to have it. The only experience I had with Broncos previous to that is this same friend had a 66 we used to run in the river bottom, and we would show Jeeps where they couldn't go. Started out, I just drove it the first year just the way it was. It had big dents in this side where the tractor had backed into it, and it set out with the top and doors off, and I was redoing stuff, and finally I got it too nice for that, and now it's in the garage all the time. For one, I got the paint for free. It's actually Sherwin-Williams tractor paint, and it's a really good durable paint. It holds up good, doesn't hold dirt. I'm kind of what you call a purist, so I tried to keep everything as stock as what I could. I don't go for the cut fenders, I don't go for the lift and all that. I just like what Ford made, and that's just the way I run it. It's like a family member. People come up and try to buy it, and I always tell them it's not for sale. You know, ridiculous price it would take to get it out of my hands. I've got a granddaughter I plan on passing it down to that I started taking to car shows when she was in her car seat. She's 12 now and 5'7", so she'll be driving it pretty soon.
Motorhead Garage is brought to you by Roadrunner Performance, high-performance hose and fittings. Dirty Deeds Industries, performance without drone. And by Clamp Tight. Clamp anything, any size, any shape, anywhere. Our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week is an automotive whiz kid. It's Benjamin Roach, and at age 14, he caught the bug, and just listen to his list of accomplishments in the last 6 years since then. Benjamin has built 2 trucks with his father and helped with several others. And get this, Benjamin has earned every single Automotive Service Excellence, or ASE, certification. In fact, he got them before he even graduated from high school. And Benjamin learned from the best, our own John Gardner and Josh Ellis down at Chipola College. And now, as of the first of the year, Benjamin is the founder and owner of Roach Mobile Repair. So if you're in the Florida Panhandle, look him up. He'll come to you for anything from oil changes to brakes and other repairs. Benjamin Roach, he's smart, he's talented, and yes, ladies, he's single. And he is our PaintedAutoParts.com Motorhead of the Week. You can be Motorhead of the Week. Just send us a note at motorheadgarage.tv and tell us your story. Motorheads, you know, generators can be super important whether you're powering your campsite, a job site, an entire home. And when you need backup power, John, of course, generators are crucial. You want a reliable one.
Of course.
There's a bunch of generators to choose from out there. Why should folks choose a generator from Furman?
Sure. The first thing that Furman does for our customers is put their wants and needs before anything else. And the biggest thing that Furman has done from all of our different shapes and sizes of models that we provide is go for not only longer run times, more power output, and of course, through our 3-year warranty that we provide, it takes care of the customers in a way that no other company is doing.
I think that, you know, you hit on 3 big things there, obviously. Folks want to know how much power these are going to make. So basically you're saying that bang for the buck, for the size of the generator,
yep,
they're going to get more power than the others out there?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's mainly due to the fact that Furman has so much different variety that we offer, from our smallest guy all the way up to something that's going to be able to power your whole home. It allows us to give customers what they need when they need it, instead of them having to be stuck with no options or minimal options to power what they need.
Reliability is, of course, is probably the most important thing when it comes to generators, because you want that power when you need it.
Yep.
How much does Furman pride themselves in having reliable products?
We pride ourselves so much in it because without a relationship with your customer, if they don't know that they can depend on you, then that will immediately affect your business in every way. And Furman, not only through our warranty that we do offer, that 3-year manufacturing warranty, our tech support team is 365 days, and any customer can call in through 844-FURMAN-1. They're going to get a real human speaking to them face-to-face or conversation over the phone. That's going to allow them to work through any issues they're having, and if they can't work through it over the phone, we have service centers across the entire US and Canada that we're able to get our customers to get them either fixed up or swapped out. Every model that Furman offers to our customers, every part for that unit, whether it's, you know, a nut and bolt all the way to a major component to allow the unit to run, we all keep those in stock in our Phoenix, Arizona warehouse. And our parts team works hand in hand with our tech support team anytime a customer needs that part, that we're able to package it and ship it out, if not same day, next day, especially if it's a critical situation. We're able to get that part to them as soon as possible, or if it's at a service center, to the service center as soon as possible.
Well, let's talk about the units that you brought here.
Of course.
The first question I think everybody asks is, okay, what can this unit do?
Right.
What can I plug into it? So let's talk about the big one there on the floor.
Yeah, so this big guy right here, this unit specifically, in my opinion, would be best for whole house backup power. Whole house backup power during, you know, a power outage, a storm, hurricane, whatever that is, that can be hooked up to a transfer switch, and it's as simple as plugging up one cord to it, turning some switches on your transfer switch, and then you're powering your whole house like you never lost power before.
So the electrician hooks up the transfer switch, but from there you can do that at home and just press a button.
Exactly, 100%. And then getting into the other categories that we have here, This guy down here on the floor, it's also great for backup power, maybe in a smaller house, right? You might not be able to run your AC with it, but everything from fridges, freezers, microwaves, all your lights, TV, stuff like that, that'll definitely be able to handle it. And that's also awesome for camping and RVing. You know, some people have bigger campers that have 2 ACs on them and TVs and all these different unique features, and that's gonna be able to handle that as well. And then getting into these two that we have right here, this is a dual fuel, this is a gas only inverter, and this would be also really great for camping and RVing. It's just putting out a little less power, so you might not be able to do everything with it, but it's gonna be perfect, especially if you store either one of these in your garage, just waiting. You know, you might not think you need it, but when you do need it, just having an extension cord hand-by and able to run your deep freezes or your refrigerators so you don't lose all your meat or anything like that. It's big these days, you know what I mean?
Save you a lot of money and a lot of trouble.
100%.
Cool.
I mean,
You mentioned dual fuel here, that's gas and propane. You also have tri-fuel units, which adds natural gas to the mix.
yeah.
How does that give people more flexibility?
Sure, so gas and propane, it doesn't restrict the customer to carrying, you know, 2 5-gallon jugs of gasoline. It might just be 1 or 2 propane tanks. Or with tri-fuel, especially during storm outages or things like that where fuel gets really scarce, that natural gas option, and it also allows the customer to not have to fuel up their unit, you know, so they're never running out of fuel. So as long as they're keeping up with, you know, proper maintenance and everything like that, they can continue to run their unit as long as they need to, as long as they're out of power.
You can find generators and inverters from Furman at every Lowe's and every Costco store and at a dealer near you. Go to FurmanPowerEquipment.com to learn which one is for you. We are out of time for this week's episode, but we're going to do it again next week. In the meantime, head on over to the socials and check out YouTube for older episodes of Motorhead Garage. Until next week, drive safely. We'll see you then.